What's going on, my people? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews, and today we're going to be discussing A Journal for Jordan. This movie came back in Christmas of 2021, and it's a movie I really wanted to watch in the theater with my wife, but I didn't get a chance to. Different circumstances arose, and I had to wait. So it was definitely on my most eagerly awaited watch list for quite some time now, and I actually got to see the movie recently. Michael B. Jordan stars in this movie. Chante Adams plays his counterpart in this movie, and is actually directed by Denzel Washington. This is one of the reasons I really wanted to see this movie. This movie kept me pretty much intrigued throughout the first 45 minutes or so. And as soon as I remember seeing the trailer for the first time, I was like, you know what, count me in. And unfortunately, I found the film at times to be a little flat. Overall, I think it was a really solid film. But for a basic overview, this movie tells the story of a young black couple, Charles and Dana. Charles is a soldier while serving in post 9/11 Iraq. He constructs a journal of thoughts, advice for his young son that he's gonna have down the line. And all the while, flashbacks and narrative time shifting is used to depict how the couple got to that point in their relationship. And I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the film, but I did have a few gripes with the film, especially regarding there was a lot of cliches and tropes thrown around that I felt were underutilized when it came to real spots in the plot. When it comes to wanting real emotion at times, for the majority of all important character setups and romances, it seemed like I was watching a young black couple, an independent career woman, and a derived military emotion scenario, which was far more than real, and that was excellent. But when it comes to the emotional side of these characters or scenarios, I feel like it fell a little flat for me. In a rather odd move, I similarly felt underwhelmed by the uses of the film's narrative structure, that being the journal from father to son. I feel like maybe if such a structure had been used to the frame for the entire movie, I think the movie would have brought a little more of a feel to the story. It felt kind of like, I'm not gonna say a cheesy rom-com, but it felt like a typical rom-com with something to say, because there's definitely a meaning here behind this movie. And it goes beyond just being a rom-com at times. The storyline follows not only this couple, but eventually, you really get to the deep story in this. And, the storyline follows the single mother raising a young man, trying to explain his past, her relationship with his father, and why circumstances are the way they are in present day. And as the young man faces various struggles in life, she reads him these segments of the journal, and you can tell that the father, before passing away, somehow wanted to handle various circumstances in life his way and wanted to show his son his own light, and he does that through his words. The storyline for this is well written, well executed. I think Denzel Washington definitely penned it and definitely showed his direction and where he wanted to go with the film. I think that stood out. The elements of the storyline and how they're presented while jumping back and forth from present day to flashback scenes, I think were well done. And the lessons learned by the characters and how that plays into the final conclusion of this film, I think were excellent. The cast delivers remarkable performances, and the movie has many tear-jerking moments and elements. Overall, I think this was a well-done picture with numerous important life lessons and elements. And I scored this pretty early. I gave this movie an 8 out of 10 because I strongly recommended it. And especially me, grew up with my father. I grew up with a stepmom and 2 brothers, and my little brother, and eventually we had my sister. But I know how important it is for a father to be there for his kids. And I think that dynamic we didn't really get to see in this movie. Although I understood he was supposed to be past, and he was supposed to, kind of help his son through his words, through that journal, right? And use it as reference. But I feel like the story was more around the couple. And, you know, that plays a huge part. You know, the movie sets us up as this collection of memories that are being compiled together to teach a series of lessons to the protagonist, which is the son, Jordan. Then the movie immediately proceeds to be everything except that. You know, this movie had me dying because I swear about half of this movie is just the two lead characters hanging out, making out or having sex. Most of the scenes in the film consist of a tedious and insignificant relationship drama that nobody would ever have any reason to put in a journal, especially for a kid to read and learn about. The film's conclusion tries to force in some sort of lesson about necessity of parents leaving a positive legacy for their kids. And that's a good message, right? We're all here for that. But there was nothing in the story that built to that. We never learned how these parents' lives and examples were affecting the kid's life. It's a finale that is, I feel, unearned. And it's kind of pathetic because you sit there for about 130 minutes and it's not a boring film by any means, but towards the end of the movie, you're like, damn, this was aimless because there's no definitive purpose or distinct identity and contains any abundance of the scenes that you saw that have no bearing whatsoever on the story or the characters. So that's pretty my knock on the movie. And, you know, it's not a movie that I usually see. You know, I'm not into melodramatic movies. It's really not my taste. But when you have a Denzel-led and Michael B. Jordan-led movie, you know, I really thought that this movie would be a little more than what it gave me, you know. Journal for Jordan is definitely, it's an odd one, you know. I actually did enjoy it, but for some reason, I can't bring myself to give it, you know, more than what I gave it. I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is pretty good, you know, but at the same time, I felt a little disappointed. But thank God for the chemistry between Chante Adams, who I think did a phenomenal job as a lead. I hope this girl gets more work in Hollywood. And her chemistry with Michael B. Jordan, I haven't seen anybody that doesn't have chemistry with Michael B. Jordan. He's amazing. It was all acted very well. The actual romantic story between them was perfectly well done. Sometimes quite funny, sometimes quite frustrating, but always sweet. I think in many ways that might be the problem, you know? But, you know, reserve yourself for the final 15 minutes and let me know what you think down on my Discord. You know, that's my review in a nutshell. I hope you do enjoy this movie. Like I said, it's a conventional rom-com with a message. Definitely go enjoy it with your loved one. And it's definitely a 8 out of 10. So go check it out and let me know what you think. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, share this with your friends and loved ones. And if you look forward to more content from me, all you gotta do is subscribe to the next one. Peace.